Hello and welcome. We're now going to look at duty 7. And duty 7, really, we're looking at supervision templates. So how we supervise our mentorees. And I know we've spent a lot of time talking about information advice and guidance. We've spent time about looking at resources. We've spent time looking at referring people. We've looked at how we structure, we've looked at teaching styles, and we've looked at kind of that self-development process. But really, we just need to kind of nail down what does good supervision look like, and what's the purpose of it. So before we launch into this, I just want to give you some things from my past experience with good supervision. So good supervision should be uplifting, it should be motivating, it should be encouraging. It shouldn't be something that people dread. If you dread supervision, what will happen is you will not be engaged and you'll not want to attend, and therefore you're not going to get the best out of people. If, however, you use supervision in its true format, which is about personal development, growth, areas for development, people will enjoy it, they'll take away from it. Can I suggest that if you want to bring up work performance issues, you do that as a work performance meeting? Don't do it as supervision. Don't blur the lines, because the moment you blur those lines, you create something that's meant to be motivating, something that's meant to be enjoyable, to a negative thing. So if you want to address timekeeping, if you want to address areas of development, if you want to address attitude, do it as a performance review meeting. Do it formally in line with normal good HR policies and procedures. Try and avoid using supervision, because supervision, as I said, really should be a motivating experience. So let's just have a look at duty 7 in its entirety. So here we're going to look at evaluation, reflect the effectiveness of own practices. We're going to look at the role of supervision, how to plan for those sessions. Again, we've already covered that. We've already covered roles and responsibilities, and we've already covered theories and evaluation. So we're kind of going over things again. We'll talk about what we're looking for as evidence in this standard. There's your reading list and your essays, and I'll just give you some places where you can get some really good resources as well. So let's start at the top and work our way through this module. Bear with me, it's going around, it's thinking about it. What you've also got on here is supporting mentors with supervision. There's a website here that it's going to take you to. And here she's got 2 videos. So I'm not going to repeat what she says because that's just silly. But have a watch of this. Listen to what she says, because it's really interesting. She's an author as well. And she's a lifelong coach, this lady. So listen to what she's got to say there. But then as you go further down, she talks about stages of mentor development. So you've kind of got those areas where you're a novice mentor, a developing mentor, a reflective mentor, and then a reflective mentor. And don't forget that mentoree support is really important. So you could go to support groups, you could do Facebook groups, etc. But equally here, it does run through things about supervision, mental supervision for mentors, how to supervise. So she's got a little flow chart there. I don't think we can see that very well, but you can see here we've got that flow chart from going from a novice mentor and those stages up to a reflective mentor. And that's really where we've been pushing you, isn't it, in the last couple of duties. And then we've got from the functions of a mentor, from the functions that you do to the development functions to the training functions, and then through to that quality assurance. So again, very much what we've already covered. She looks at the life cycle, and again, she looks at what is mental supervision. And here, again, you can see it's about opportunities to reflect. It's about good practice, it is not a bollocking session. That's not what it is. It's about recognizing personal burnout and having an opportunity to talk to somebody and offload some of these feelings. It is a collaboration of what you do. It's a demonstration of those skills. It's a developing skills opportunity for you and for your mentorees. And it's about providing a different angle on issues. So as a mentor, you should have good mentor supervision, but for your mentorees, they should also have good supervision. So that's a great site to go to. The other one that is useful to go to, and I don't know, I want to say Skills for Care. Well, it's just going to take me to Skills for Care. Also do supervision support. So I know it's got a care spin on it. If you're in another sector, don't worry about it. It's the philosophy. It's kind of the purpose of it. But if you go to Skills for Care, and we look at supervision. So let's just have a look at this. Where are we? Home. Let's go to the home page. Could be support for leaders. No, developing your workforce, maybe. I'm absolutely sure somewhere in here I've seen they have a supervision book for self-development. I will have a look at that for you because it's really useful. So Skills for Care, like I said, they do. My computer is running so slow. It's because I've got everything open on it at the moment. Bear with me, Google. As that's going on, I'll carry on. Okay, so we've covered the majority of look, it's all coming up there now. We've covered a lot of this already. We just need to look at supervision. And what I'm trying to do really is I'm trying to find you the website. There's free resources that you can go to for managing supervision. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and let my computer play catch up. But if you Google free supervision training, you will see on there that you can do it free of charge. Now, if you are wanting free CPD, you can go to Higher Education England's website, or Health Education England's website, set up an account, so register for free. And if you type supervision in there, they've got like 7 different free supervision courses that you can do. You can get a certificate for all of them. They're really helpful, really useful, and they run through all the principles of supervision. But I just want to run through the journey of supervision, whether you're doing it with a mentoree or with anybody else. And the journey should be relatively straightforward. We should have what's called as a supervision contract. And in that supervision contract, it outlines the roles and responsibilities. It outlines mine as the mentor and yours as the mentoree. Because again, we want to be going into this jointly knowing that we're both going to get something out of it. We do not want to be, it's not an ambush. We're not going in for that. And during that supervision agreement, it allows us to have a safe space, because we need to create staff a safe space. What we can't have is saying to somebody, I'm here for your health and well-being, I'm here to listen to you, but then you don't. Does that make sense? Supervision isn't about you as the mentor defending yourself. It's about actively listening to what your staff have got to say. So if staff have got something to say, let them say it in that safe environment without consequence. And that's what open and transparency looks like. If you shoot them down, then you create a culture of almost bullying and harassment, which isn't a great feel, because none of us want to do that. But we want to create a culture of openness, and that culture of openness only comes from creating space and environment. Now, you can also have supervision as a group supervision, so you can do one-to-one supervision, or you can do it as a group. And I used to, with my staff, I used to do what's called group supervision on a weekly basis. I used to have it as an open forum. Anyone could come along, they could tell me what they wanted to, and then disappear. Management weren't allowed in the room, but it was just an opportunity for people to offload. And they did, and they were able to say what they felt. And what that did, it reduced gossip, it improved productivity, and people felt heard. They felt that they had a space. Now, you can use supervision as a mentor, obviously as a tool for pushing performance up in a positive way. We're not using it as a performance development tool, but in a positive way. So you can create a supervision template tool. And if you look here, that's kind of what we've got. So you can have a supervision mentor format. And in here, in the contract, we agree an agenda. So no surprises, it's fixed. This is what we're going to discuss. So the first thing we're going to do is bring up the last supervision. We're going to bring up the last supervision. We're going to run through any of the points and go, great, thanks. Is that all ticked off? And if it's not ticked off, we need to find out why. What's the block? What's stopping you achieving this? And let's roll that forward into the next record. We're then going to look at what's going on at the moment. How is life out there for you? Are there things that you need to know? Are there things that you're not feeling confident in? And if they want to bring up a performance issue, let's say, for example, you know, they've tried to do a task and they just keep failing at it and it's frustrating for them. Great, that's reflective practice. They're coming to you with the areas of development. Then we can talk about it in supervision, because that's what they want to talk about. So like I'm changing my viewpoint. We're not telling them that they can't do it, but they can do it, and we can work with them. We can look at progress and updates. So we can look then at agreeing new goals based on the issues that they've had. Then we're going to do feedback and observations. So this is feedback from them. This is feedback from maybe other colleagues, and this is feedback from ourselves. So how are we progressing forward? Okay. And observations. So strengths, weaknesses, areas for improvement. But again, still not a telling off session. We then look at those professional development points. So these are maybe your codes of ethics, things in line with your job description, and all those little bits and pieces. From that, we can agree new steps forward, new goals. So we're going to do this by this time. And then to achieve those goals as the mentor, what support and resources am I going to give you? So it may be the fact that I need to refer you somewhere. It may be the fact that I'm going to give you some English and math stuff. Maybe I'm going to give you access to Stephen's mental health tools. Maybe I'm going to give you access to Stephen's digital tools. Maybe I'm going to give you access to Stephen's mental health nurse hot topics page. Whatever it is, these are the tools. Maybe I'm worried about your emotional intelligence. Maybe I feel that you could do with some problem solving skills. Here's a link, do that for me. Maybe I'm going to go to Higher Education England and ask you to do some online courses that are completely free of charge. Then we've got that reflective practice bit in there. So remember, further above, we said, look, what is your reflective practice? What model do you like? Do you want Gibbs? Do you want Ralph? Do you want the growth model? Talk to them, pop it in there. Whatever motivates them, whatever makes them feel good, pop that in there. And then we're going to agree the action plan for next time. So they're going to be specific, time bound, and the resources for that. Then some feedback and evaluation. So how can the supervision process be improved? So, You know, how did you feel? Did you feel that went okay? Were there any areas of thing? And a scoring system. Now, you can have this on a form, or alternatively, you could do this electronically, right? Jot form, Google form, we talked about that, because then that way you can collect that data and analyze it and use it in your development plan. And then we're going to look at next sessions. Again, send a reminder straight away. You know, book it in. Don't wait for whatever. Just book it in the calendar and send that email there and then in front of them. So you've done your piece of work. That was a great session. Look, I'm going to book you in here and now. You know, if you then have to reschedule, you have to reschedule, but at least you haven't dropped them off the radar. And then those key points. So remember, this template only serves as a recommendation for a session. You don't have to use this. You can use whatever you've got. So bear in mind that as you go through that, that's what we're looking for the role of supervisor mentorees. You need to give them the guidance. You need to encourage that reflective practice. You need to give feedback. You need to give quality assurance. You are looking at those areas of professional development. You are being supportive, encouraging. You are going to try and help with those conflicts. You are going to look at continued growth. You're going to share resources. And again, you're going to do any crisis interventions. So you can see now how much this starts to really cross over, repeat itself. And we've done all of this already. So be mindful that when you work with your mentorees in supervision, that you're using theories and models, that you're using their preferred styles, that you're using their teaching and learning styles, that your session is well prepared and planned, that you've got a contract of agreement, that you've got your tools, and that you're using some kind of framework. So again, here you've seen that framework. You can watch that. Equally, I don't know now if this is working. Let's just see if my computer has played catch up. It has. So HEE. So there you go. Hey, Health Education England. So you've got supervision there, enhanced supervision, advanced practice supervision, supervision resources. So like you've got roadmaps, creating portfolios, stage 1, stage 2. So this is about supervising people. You can log in, create your account. There's more resources there, so you don't have to overwhelm yourself with the amount of resources that are there, because there is a huge amount of resources out there for supervision, because we know how important it is. But look, you can just click on there and download any of these. You've got forms and whatever. So there's lots of things there, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. Free online courses. Let's do skills for care. That's now working. Skills for care, effective supervisions, and a practical guide. There we go. So we can pop that. I'll pop that in that link for you, because this guide you can download, and it's got a great resource on there on how to do effective supervision as well. So have a go. For your skills, we need to see some kind of supervision record. We need to be confident that you are competent. You know, you'll need to show me some kind of feedback that you've done. I'm going to pop this in here as a tool for you. Okay, so there's the guide, effective supervision for people. It's all about developing your role, understanding supervision, planning and doing more effective supervisions. There are workbooks that you can buy if you want to buy them as well. And look, it's even got reflection bits in there for you on how you're getting on within supervision yourself. So supervision doesn't come easy. It is something that you've got to practice and work at. But when you do, it's highly rewarding, because obviously it's what helps grow the apprentices or the people that you're working with quickly. Lovely. Okay, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you in duty 8 in a minute. So take care. Bye for now.